Hello, Leo. Welcome to your March soul session. I am Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and what's not or whatever. So, anywho, we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' cards and see what's going on with you all for the month of March. We're going to be, all right. We're going to be looking at an overall, okay, take that one. We're going to be looking at an overall energy and a challenge. With that, and then we're going to be getting into a more specific spread that is looking at your situation more directly and what's not on whatever. So anywho, let's go ahead and jump into these cards for my Leos for March. The first card out is your card. We have the Strength card in the reverse, which is Leo energy. So my wonderful Leos, in the month of March overall, there's a need to tame the beast. I'll say that just right out the gate. There's more or less it's a whole bunch of things. There's a need to tame the beast. What I mean by that is you guys may find yourselves in the month of March a tad bit more reactionary than usual. I do feel this kind of sense of being more focused on day-to-day earthly survival, first level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs type of things in the month of March. If we were to say it from like a spiritual perspective, it's being heavily in sensory consciousness, if you will. So that can make you guys a tad reactionary to things. There potentially could be issues. I do want to clarify this, to be quite honest with you. There could be issues on a financial end. Oh, child. Oh, interesting. We have the second chakra in the reverse. The weird thing with this that just came to me, I mean, I guess I should say it. I mean, I heard it. Sexual frustration is what I heard. So, I mean, maybe some of you guys are like abstaining from, frolicking with others. Maybe you haven't gotten any in a while. And it's funny for that to come out because this is literally a conversation I have with my friends like a lot, because I don't know, I just don't believe that that's real. So that's why it's funny. Not saying that it's not. It's just for me personally, I just I don't like, I think it's like psychosomatic. Like I feel like people think that they get irritated from like not doing it because like they tell themselves that, but I just don't believe that that's really like a thing. But I think it's just a personal bias. So, a little thing that you know about me, I don't believe that people get, sexually frustrated. I mean, I can't speak for dudes because I'm not a dude. But I mean, as a female, I mean, I hear us say that all the time, but I just don't really think it's a thing. I don't think like, you could just be like, oh my gosh, I'm like freaking out because I need peen right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's biased because I just don't ever experience that. You know what I'm saying? So you just learned a little tidbit about me. But anywho, so for some of you guys, that's literally what it is. For others of you, I see this more in a creativity aspect, that more or less, like say if you have like a side business or something like that, or you have creative projects like passion projects that you do on the side, more or less you being so focused on like survival or just paying bills and stuff like that, it's been kind of stifling your creativity. You know what I mean? So I would say there needs to be kind of like a balance to that, because that says to me, Leo, that you guys would be overworking. So it's like you're doing a lot of stuff that you really don't, I don't want to say that you don't need to be doing, but there's a need to kind of, cut it off in a sense. So if you're like working unnecessary overtime, or if you're, taking work home and you really don't need to, I feel like you need to kind of put some time into your schedule to where you can actually just like relax and allow your creativity to flow. Now, the challenge you guys have for the month, interesting. We have the 6 of Cuppies. So with this, there's a need for a little bit of nostalgia and play, whether that's you guys tapping into a once upon a time, like maybe what it is that you did past tense to kind of redirect your energy, like learning from once upon a time, like a time in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be childhood or anything like that, but I do feel like there's an element of that with play. If you're a member on Shidu Society, I just put an article up about that on today. It talks about the 8 different styles of play for adults. It's like based on this whole, psychology book. Of course it is. But it's the 8 different styles of how adults can play. If you don't understand the concept of play as an adult, I was one of those people, again, telling on myself, why am I telling you all of my business, Leo? I don't know. That's how your reading is set up. Moving right along. So in some sense, I feel the challenge with this is kind of that nostalgic feeling, in the sense of tapping back into like that childlike essence in order to kind of get this sacral chakra like a moving, so you guys can get back into that creative vein. For others of you, I feel it's simply just kind of looking back at a time prior to this one where you kind of had work-life balance, if we could look at it that way. So it's kind of pulling from past experience of how it is you allowed yourself to just enjoy the simple pleasures of life, because I feel you're too fixated on, like I said, first level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's like food, shelter. Like that's what the main fixation is here. And now that I think about it, that is dead ass accurate. I might be psychic or something. But looking at this, for those of you who don't know, I'll let you in on another little secret. I don't know if Maslow jacked, his hierarchy of needs from the chakra system or anything. But if you look closely, there's a lot of correlation there for those of my people who are familiar with the chakras. You know what I'm saying? So literally the second level, this is so interesting. This is like a whole lesson right here. Looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I wish I could like press a button and have like the graphic come up right here. But anyway, so if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and you have like that first level, like, your basic survival needs, when you get to that second level, if you were to correlate that with the second chakra, and us looking at the fact that with this card being in the reverse, that's saying to me that your second chakra is either overactive or underactive. I'm leaning more towards underactive. You know what I'm saying? And so anytime anything is in the reverse, even with tarot, you would want to look at what comes before that. Like, where did our energy get blocked, right? So what that's saying to me in a chakra slash, Maslow sense, is that would be bringing us back to the root chakra, right? So if that takes us back to the root chakra, the main things that the root chakra is concerned with is childhood things, aka 6 of cups, right? That's in the reverse, blocked energy, shadow aspected, right? So that's bringing you back to childhood things, feelings of safety, and that correlating with Maslow's hierarchy of needs first level. I love how this is like a whole educational lesson. This is why you guys watch me. You know this. Anyway, moving right along. So correlating this with the first level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's speaking to, food and shelter, safety, things of the sort. So the whole thing I'm saying is here, if you want to do research on your own, so I know that you're all going to go do it anyway, but whatever. Go research Maslow's hierarchy of needs in the chakra system, but from the perspective of what each chakra correlates to in like a day-to-day sense. I mean, now that I'm saying it, because, I love making stuff, you guys. So I'm probably going to end up putting up like an infographic, or I'm probably going to write a whole manifesto about it and post it up on the network or on the community tab. So let's just say I'm going to do it. Okay. Anyway, moving right along, research it in the meantime until I post it. Okay. So anyway, so that's what the challenge is pretty much to look back at your past experience, whether that's distant past or recent past, to see how it is that you can combat this blocked energy because you're focused too much in the 3D. I'm trying to go pretty quick because I know you Leos ain't got time. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, so moving on to your second spread, the central energy, it's representing you guys. Oh, sweet mother. The 8 of Cuppies. Okay. I mean, that's pretty clear. You guys need to walk away from things that are no longer serving you. And I think that's compulsively overworking. And your needs for, well, I'm not going to say your needs for food and shelter, but I just feel like there's an obsession with that, because I kind of feel like, you got a roof over your head and some food in your belly, but that's neither here nor there. Anywho, so your past influence Wow. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. I can totally see where this is going. You're above energy, which is your future. Three of Pentacles. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then your underlying influence, or hidden influences rather. Oh my gosh, that's similar to Pisces. They had the same card. You have the Ten of Wands. Pisces had that in the reverse. And then moving forward, what to look out for? The Four of Cuppies. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's looking like a little burnout to me. So here is the deal, my wonderful Leos. So coming out of February and into March with this Two of Wands in the reverse, that's letting me know coming into this present moment, and I mean even more so with you guys showing up as the Eight of Cups, there's energy you guys have dragged from last month into this month. It's a decision that needs to be made. There's a decision that needs to be made, an action that needs to be taken that you're not taking. So more or less, Leo, in the month of March, you guys are at a crossroads. There is a decision that needs to be made where there's an old way that you have been doing things that needs to be left behind. What do I think this old way is? I think it's the sensory consciousness slash, and what is interesting, I just got this hit with this. This feels to me almost as if you guys are operating from like a lack mentality. And I may have said this to you all before, but it's almost in the sense of like if you grew up poor, right? And you never had nice things. It's like carrying that mentality into your day-to-day life now. And I can give you an example of this. Because I said this before in a reading, and a bunch of people in my comments were going cuckoo bananas. But if you're someone who always spends a lot of time in Walmart or ordering groceries from Walmart, whatever, or in Target, whatever, but you're always buying groceries, and like if you were to go in your pantry, like you have food for days. So it's like you never run out of milk, you never run out of eggs, you never run out of like, sliced deli meat. You know what I'm saying? You have tons of canned goods. Like you always make sure that your refrigerator and your pantry is like stocked with food. So your house never not has food. If you're someone like that and you trace back to your childhood and you think about how that was, the question you have to ask yourself is, when you were growing up, was there ever a lack thereof of food in your home, right? Like there would be some days you come home from school and there isn't food, or if your parents were in a situation to where they couldn't afford food, right? If that is the case, then that's called food insecurity, right? So that means that as a child, I think I'm frozen again, but that means as a child, you knew that sometimes money was kind of tight and there wouldn't be food at home. So that's something you kind of tucked into your subconscious. So how you're combating that in your adulthood is making sure that you never, ever run out of food. So you may say, oh, I just love Target. I just love Walmart. Or, oh, I'm just lazy. I don't want to, want to go cook spaghetti and I don't have no noodles. So I just try to stay on top of it. Or I'm really into, the organization TikToks and the restock TikToks, right? But if you have that correlation where in your childhood, sometimes meals were scarce, that is a food insecurity that you're subconsciously combating by never running out of food, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling here. That's motivating you guys to be working like this. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily, because it could be the case for some people where literally, things are just tight right now and you have to work a lot, but that still has to be something that you balance out, or else you're going to burn yourself out. But I really feel for you guys. This is something not just in your recent past, but like I said, the challenge is the Six of Cups in reverse. This can literally be something from your distant past, aka childhood, right? That you're subconsciously carrying with you, that's motivating what your actions are now. Now, why this is not an ideal thing to do is because this is where things like burnout happen, is because how you're living your life every day is on a program from past tense, and it's not like conscious decisions that you're making in response to real things that are happening now. So it's like you could end up burning yourself out by overworking. And you're not overworking because you really need anything now. It's because you're fearing something that happened past tense happening again, right? And that's what puts us out of balance. So that's why you guys are showing up as this 8 of Cups, because there's something that you guys need to walk away from that's no longer serving you. It's time to, take a new path, if you will. And so the same with looking at this future tense type of thing with this 3 of Pentacles that you guys have here. There's a need for reaching out for help from others in a context. And I don't know why this is coming to my mind, y'all, but I just say the things that I hear. But there's someone in particular. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Princess India. If you're new, welcome. But I'm picking up on the energy of a lady who is a single mama, who has a baby daddy, right? And the baby daddy would help you with stuff if you asked, but it's like a pride thing where you're like, I'll be damned type of thing, right? So, and I'm not saying that this is everyone's situation. This is just one particular person I'm picking up on. But this is someone where, like, your baby daddy isn't like a deadbeat, like would never do anything for you, never does anything for the kid type of thing. This is someone where I wouldn't, well, I mean, I can't say that he's not extremely well off financially, but I feel like the person I'm picking up on, this dude does pretty well for himself. Like, I mean, he's pretty stable, like he's pretty financially secure. And even to the point where he may have even told you this, like, if you ever need anything, just let me know type of deal. But I feel with this particular person, and for those of you who don't resonate with this, you still listen and pay attention, because there's a lesson to this that aligns with what I'm seeing in this 3 of Pentacles here. It's like there's help available to you, but it's pride that's preventing you from asking. You know what I'm saying? And that pride is coming from what I'm seeing in this 8 of Cups and this 2 of Wands in the reverse, which is coming from a past tense energy, which is kind of like this thought of, like, if you ask for help, you're weak, or feeling as if you need to keep like this kind of, I don't want to say bravado, but it's feeling like you need to keep this like veneer or something, like keeping up appearances almost. And it's the thought, if you were to ask for help, excuse me, if you were to ask for help, then it would tarnish this veneer, or this, just, I don't know what word to call it, but if I were to say persona, for lack of better terms, that you're projecting out. It's almost like how this person would be perceiving this, as if, like, reaching out to your community or asking for help somehow undermines everything it is that you've done up to this point. And the message with this is that that's really not the case. It's like I said, it's a prideful mentality that's coming from your experience past tense, but it's not relevant presently, if that's making sense. So it's inadvertently holding you back and kind of keeping you stuck in this holding pattern and having you work a lot harder than you really need to. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the hidden being the 10 of Wands, that would be exactly why. It's this mentality of thinking like, I'm not a woman if I don't, because you ain't off the hook. Going back to the single mom Leo out there, that whose energy I was picking up on, that's really what the message is in all of this. It's almost like what you've picked up in your life tells you that if you're going to be a single mom, you need to handle all of this by yourself. No pillowcase. Ain't nobody write me. You know what I'm saying? Like, your perception is that you have to wear all of the hats. You have to bear all of the burden, because this is your bed that you made, and that's hard. And now you got to lay in it. I don't know how the saying goes, but it's more or less like, I bought this on myself. This is the situation that I'm in. This is my child. I'm a single mom. I don't need your help. Now, mind you, if you don't know me, I'm a single mom too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying this from a place of like complete ignorance or whatever. Like, I'm a single mom of a teenager. So, I mean, I get it, but I don't subscribe to that. Like, give me all the help, okay? Because raising kids is hard. Not just have one of them. Okay. So, and he's a teenager, so things have gotten a little easier, but not really. I'm not carrying diaper bags everywhere, but teenagers are a whole nother set of problems. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm saying that from a place of resonance. So if you're new here and this is your first time watching me, don't think that I'm just sitting up here saying this and I'm not a single mom too. But literally it's like I feel like I had that mentality once upon a time, but then I realized like it literally takes a village, and it's not saying anything less than, because I mean, let's just be honest, like raising children is a two-person thing. You know what I'm saying? For one person to play all of those roles, like that's a lot. And I can't even say like a two-person thing. Like I honestly think it's like mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, auntie, uncle, brother, sister, you know what I'm saying? As ever many people as you could have to have a hand in, because even for two people it's a lot, but I mean for one person it's a lot, and you can literally bury yourself under the pressure of all of that. But I feel more or less there's a need to know, but I can't even say need to know, because with this being in your hidden influences, this is more of a subconscious thing, so this very well could have been something that was modeled for you. Go as far as to say if this is something that was modeled for you, like by your mom lived in a time with a different economy, sis. You know what I'm saying? We is not in the same economy. You know, you can't just graduate from college, go get you a nice job with the state, work there till you about 55, retire, purchase a home and things, have a nice car and stuff. We ain't living in those times no more. So you gonna need help. We all do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel more or less it's like this subconscious belief is really what needs to be combated, because why it is that you're taking on so much, why it is that you're in this kind of scarcity complex, why it is that your creativity is being blocked, is because you're believing that you need to take all of this on and not ask for help when that's really what's needed here. So in your particular case, person who I'm still talking to, with this Three of Pentacles, I feel what this is saying is whatever it is that you're on the struggle bus with, I think now would be the time to actually reach out to that person, and that doesn't take away from you. You feel what I'm saying and whatnot or whatever? Because if not, the issue that we're looking at here with this Four of Cups, which is what to watch out for coming into the latter part of the month, going into Aries season in April. Well, I mean, Aries season starts in the end of March, but you know what I'm saying. But anyway, but the thing to watch out for with this Four of Cups is like being dysentery. I don't know why it is that I want to say that word, but it's like being trapped between worlds, meaning that you cannot go backwards, right? Like there's no do-overs. We can't fix anything that's happened up to this particular point. But it's almost like you being and I don't want to say dissonant, because I said that with Pisces, but it's like you just being sedentary. I don't know why I want to say that word, but it's like being sedentary and unable to move forward. It's like being in apathetic indifference unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? Because there is an opportunity that can get you out of the situation that you're in, but it's pride that prevents you from taking it. And I have to be honest, because my guy said this. They said, "Fool." Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But the thing that I heard was foolish. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, you're in a situation where there's a way out, right? There's someone to help you. And for a lot of you, this is something financial. So as opposed to, you unaliving yourself, not literally, but figuratively, by working so hard to try to get this thing, or, to save face or whatever, you could easily ask someone outside of yourself for help that could free up some of this energy that you're overexerting to balance yourself back out, especially for those of you that have like a side business or a business that you're starting, or some sort of creative venture you're trying to finish, writing a book, whatever it is that you're doing that's creative related. You know what I'm saying? But the whole key is here, and I'm worried about this, to be honest with you, with this Four of Cups. I'm worried about this because it's almost like there's a blessing on offer, like something. I don't want to say there's like the end all be all solution to all of your problems, But to what it is that you guys are on the struggle bus with, there is a solution that is very much within your reach. But the only thing that is stopping you from taking it or asking for it, or receiving it even, is pride. And I feel the need to say, for all my Bible scholars out there, that pride comes before a fall. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like that fall that would come, Leo, would be burnout, because you're overexerting yourself. Like you're doing too much. Let me just say it that way. You're doing too much and you're taking too much on, and there's a person or people around you who are willing to help, but you're just like, nah, I got this. And what I'm seeing is this is an old habit that you're used to, because it's almost like if something changed in your life and you have supportive people in your life and you've never had that before, it's like your mindset hasn't adjusted to accept that now is not then, but you're still seeing now as then, which goes back to my example of like the food insecurity thing. It's like you're not responding to the present, you're responding to the past in the present, if that's making sense. And that's something that you want to relinquish, because the only thing that it's going to do is stagnate you and prevent you from ever experiencing, thriving in, or manifesting your future. You will just continue to perpetuate your past in the present and thus into the foreseeable future, which will give the illusion that nothing in your life is changing, which means a lot of times the coping mechanism people use is, let me just work harder. But the thing that you cease to realize is that you're on a hamster wheel and have been this entire time. So no matter how hard you run, you are still staying in the same exact place. So the change that needs to happen with this Two of Wands in the reverse and this Eight of Cups in the reverse, how it is that you break the cycle of this particular 10 of Wands is utilizing the Three of Pentacles, which is doing something that you've never done, which is reaching out to someone outside of yourself. That's breaking the cycle. And that would prevent you guys from falling into this Four of Cups. But again, like I said, this is in the position of what to look out for. So this Four of Cups is literally giving you a forewarning. Like, if you don't stop what it is that you're doing, approaching things like this, you will end up here stuck. You feel what I'm saying? And I see similarity. So if you have Pisces in your chart, I mean, aside from me loving to meet a Leo Pisces person, because that is just a nice spicy little mix going on there. Aside from that, be sure to check out the Pisces reading. And I mean, even if it's not in your chart, still watch it because we're in Pisces season. And the way that I do the soul sessions is the sign that I read for first is the season that we're in. So whatever Pisces is going through is going to be affecting all of us anyway, because we're in Piscean energy. So whether it's in your chart, if it is, drop it in the comments that you're, just put a little lion and a fish. So I can be like, oh my gosh, you're so cool, I want to meet you. But anyway, do that, and be sure to check out the Pisces reading. But anywho, my beautiful Leos, I feel like I should pick an oracle for you guys, just because I did it for Pisces and I talked about Pisces a lot in your reading. So I'm going to pull an oracle for you guys, and then I'm going to let y'all go. I was trying to make this shorter, but I mean, it's kind of long. So hopefully the Leos that love me are still here, still hanging on. What can I tell my Leos for the month of March? Oh, wait, it's that one. Okay, we have, interesting. We have Ascended Masters. Okay, if my lighting and camera will work with me. Okay, there we go. Ascended Masters. Let's see, that is the Spirit Corn. Number 7. Let's see. Okay, Jesus, Buddha, Saint Germain. It's, oh man, I hear the Saint Germain jingle. We had, well, it doesn't exist anymore. The hospital bought them out. We had a furniture store down here called Saint Germain's. It was like, and all my New Orleans people go ahead and sing it with me. At Saint Germain's, we'll treat you right. Quality always exceeds the price. Okay, we just had a moment. Moving right along. The spirit world is filled with dynamic entities who long to assist you in all areas of your life. Some of these are the ascended masters, those who have lived on the earth plane before and now work from the energetic realm. This card is telling you to look at your life and open up to the master that most resonates with the solution you are seeking at this time. In the upright position, this card is bringing you the presence of the high masters of enlightenment, including I cannot freaking talk, Jesus, Buddha, and others of profound spiritual influence in the world. Jesus, represented by the dove, comes with unlimited healing power. No matter what your religious persuasion may be, he can bring you miraculous assistance with physical, mental, or emotional healing. As the master of love, he can open your heart to experiencing the unconditional love you deserve to have for yourself. And he can bring a more loving attitude to your life, in your world, as well as greater compassion to and for the people around you. There are several historical figures called the Buddha, represented here by the lotus, which is beauty growing out of the mud. The Buddha brings you to greater consciousness and enlightenment. Look to him for assistance and meditation and spiritual understanding, and for achieving inner peace in difficult times. He is also the master of detachment. So if you're dealing with addiction or obsession of any kind, even obsession or desperation concerning your goals, he would be the guidance you seek. These are just two of the ascended masters. This card brings open to all who can, oh Lord, can I not freaking read right now? Open to all who can bring the spiritual wisdom that could change your life. Affirmation: I invite the guidance and energy of, and then it has in parentheses, name of ascended master here, and I gratefully request assistance with, and it has parentheses, name the issue here. This reminds me, because what I was hearing in my head when I was reading this, it's for my Catholic people out there, happy Lent. Hope you're not eating meat on Fridays. You better not. Okay, moving right along. But anyway, this reminds me of petitions, like for those of you, like I'm literally talking to all my Catholic people right now. For those of you, like, like with the novena that you do, like for St. Jude, and they have like, the little petition in there where it's like, it has like an insert and you like put what your prayer request is or whatever when they're praying the novena, like at church or whatever. That's what this reminds me of. But the message I got as I was reading that was for my Catholic people. Not that I'm discriminating or anything. It's just a non-Catholic person would have no clue what I'm talking about. But I mean, you're welcome to research. But for my Catholic people out there, there's different saints for different things. Like I said, for St. Jude, for those of you who don't know, St. Jude is the saint of impossible situations. So whenever you're going through something that seems like hopeless, then, you pray to St. Jude. So as I was reading that, I got this impression of like saints. So, and I mean, even if you're not Catholic, you could research this, but there's like hundreds of saints and each saint is like, the patron saint of insert things. So there's literally anything you could possibly think of. There's a patron saint for it. Like, cause I even think like Saint Anthony is the saint of like lost things. So like if you lose your keys, then you pray to Saint Anthony or whatever. So I feel compelled to say that whether you're Catholic or not, Catholic people are going to be more familiar with it. But those of you who aren't, if there's like a particular thing, like they were saying in here, that you have a challenge with, you could literally Google it, like patron saint for, insert whatever your concern is, and they'll let you know. Because I mean, I have a candle up here on my bookshelf. There's Saint Corona. And I literally, I've never burned this candle. I bought it because I was just like, I need to own this. It's like, she was the patron saint of like, I think it was like diseases or something like that, dude. I'm not even joking. I'm literally going to take a picture of it and like put it on my community tab. Because I saw that candle. I was like, dog, I got to buy this. Like, this don't make no sense. But anyway, but legit, there's patron saints for everything. So whatever it is that, you know, your challenge is, whether you're Catholic or not, you can totally Google it. If that's something that you want to do, where you want to, you know, say the little petition or prayer or whatever for that particular saint for whatever your challenge is, that's always something that is helpful. So just throwing that out there. But anywho, Leo, that has been your soul session for the month of March. Most certainly let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later. And 9 times out of 10, that's going to be in the next soul session. So